about how you approach your craft.
I'm Sean McKee, and I do the head of Joey. And yeah, in terms of sort of puppetry, for me, I'm actually trained as an actor, and so puppetry was very new to me when I started Warhorse. And I got a call from my agent as any other day, and they said, got an audition for Warhorse, and obviously I'd heard of it, and I was like, amazing. And they said, yeah, and you'll be auditioning for the Put Up a Horse, and I was like, oh, different. So I went along to the audition feeling like I didn't have a clue about puppetry really, and because these horses, these puppets, are so incredibly built and engineered, and they're so unique as well, it sort of really meant that everyone was starting from a level playing field really, and just you sort of have a sense when you first get on it that just it's so exciting and so incredible to be working with two other people and keeping it alive, and it's also so different to any acting job that I'd ever done before. So it was, you know, incredibly exciting. And since then, just been developing my sort of puppetry skills, and you learn so much about puppetry generally, but also about the real details and the micro movements, and working sort of as a team as well, which is great.
Hi, my name's Robin Guyver, and I was inside the front legs, the heart of the horse, and we call it the heart, but it is dependent on all three puppeteers, and I think one of the most interesting things for us working on a project like this, and as you guys can see, you see one horse come out, it's got one narrative, one story, it reacts when someone pushes it, it pulls as one thing, and one of the most pleasurable things about doing this kind of work is finding that as a team of three people, finding how is it that we tell one story, and how is it that we have one emotional reaction as this horse rather than three different ones, and then on a larger scale as a company of 30 or more people, how do we tell one story together in the same way? And that process of building the ensemble, of building the group, the family that put the show on night after night is really very unique to this production. Yeah, it's a pleasure to work on.
My name's Derek Arnold, and I was the hind. And sort of had a roundabout way of coming into it. I knew about the show, and I desperately wanted to be a part of it. And I heard that it was auditioning back in Canada, where I grew up. So I flew back to Canada to audition and met the British team, who put me back into an audition for the London. So I flew back to London and came about it that way. But yeah, it was I sort of knew what I was getting involved in, and I'd done some puppetry and physical theater in the past, and sort of was it's like I won an Oscar when I got the actual part.
Great, okay, so is this someone backstage yelling at me? Is this the right point for me to be doing some questions from the audience?
This is so far away from a horse, I can't believe what I'm doing. But again, it's like any other muscle, it just, the more you work it, the more you develop it, the better it becomes. So.
It's all an in-breath. A lot of it's an in-breath. We're actually sucking air through rather than blowing it out.
And vitally, quite often those sounds are not made by one of us individually, but to give that impression of a pair of lungs that have that much capacity will share a sound that goes between all three of us and join up over a much longer period than any one of us could do.
Is it fair to ask you to join up unadorned and do a little wind?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what sometimes they rehearse without the puppet. So they're in contact, go on.